And we are live. Happy Friday Night Live to everyone here. And thank you for joining us. This is our something that we look forward to every week. And we have a absolutely fabulous guest with a tremendous amount of abilities and fun things that it seems like that you like to do. Her handle is Jessica Tanselle on Instagram. And we're going to have you go ahead and introduce yourself since you know, all, tell us everything that's amazing and beautiful about you. How about that?
Whoa. Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here already connecting with you guys. The energy feels so fun. So
Yeah,
thank you for having me on Friday Night Live.
perfect.
I'm Jessica Tanselle. I go by Cha Cha, and I'm a psychic medium. That's really where my gift began. Thank you. It's big glasses night.
Mhm.
But I'm a psychic medium. I'm a shamanic healer. I'm also a medicine woman and a ceremonialist. And, when my journey began, I really began with my mediumship and studying for a year to really understand my gifts as a medium and expand my abilities. And in that time, already started working with the energy of the moon to really bring ceremony into my life and the life of my clients, and was leading monthly circles and really moved into where I've begun to work with cacao and other plant
Mhm.
medicines that really bring a lot of healing. And so in my monthly circles for several years now, we work with this ceremonial cacao that really opens the heart and allows us to connect in community. And it has been so amazing to see just the what I'm hearing is migration of community, because it's like
Mhm.
the way here's this group, and then it shifts a little and shifts, and then here come people from the beginning group. So the building of community with this sacred plant has
Mhm.
been one of my just best gifts that I feel like have been handed to me and that I offer every month. But I do offer sessions and sacred retreats and packages to really help intuitives to understand and hone in on their gifts and their healing skills so that they can expand into doing that work. So I have many things that I'm excited and passionate about and that I offer. Some of them come together and some of them are in little packages on
Mhm.
their own, because plant medicine, not everybody's called to that.
We are. So
Oh,
speak
yay!
freely.
There
Speak
we
freely. Yeah.
go. Yes.
All kinds. So speak
Okay, well, I
freely.
can't
Yeah.
wait to get into that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm in.
Our
Oh,
very good
cool.
friend, our beautiful sister Amber, who is not here because she's touring with a really cool band right now. They grow,
Amber, way to go.
yeah, they grow mushrooms on Maui, and
Oh,
so
thanks.
we're always talking about plant medicine on here. Okay, I guess
Sweet.
I'm practicing my telekinesis, so I'm gonna do this in the background while y'all talk. So
Yes,
tell us
please.
where you are and about your retreats and your
Oh,
sessions
sure.
that how people can work with you, please.
Sure, absolutely. So, people book with me one-on-one sessions for spiritual guidance in the psychic medium realm. And in any of my sessions, whether we're working in the psychic medium realm or spiritual guidance, which really goes through the psychic channel for me, or if we're doing healing work and channeling for healing past trauma, if we're doing any of that work, my healing
Mhm,
channel is open. But
mhm.
some of what's coming through for you may be healing, maybe guidance. So I offer one on one sessions that can be booked, and they're really custom. When you
Yeah.
come in, I'm finding out what you need, and then we jump into the session, and I let spirit guide me.
Mhm,
But I also work in packages. I have worked for many years in helping people really hone in on their ability and how to understand their intuition. And when I mean your intuition, I mean this is our daily guide. Like, this guides us every day. We need it to walk to the store,
mhm,
because you know what? When you turn left and you heard right,
mhm.
you just kind of, you didn't listen. And sometimes there's a reason you meant to meet somebody. There's a path you're meant to take because you're going to find a specific flower that reminded you of a loved one, or a $5 bill, who knows.
Mhm.
But or it's going to prevent you from being late, being in
Mhm.
traffic, being near a wreck. So listening to our inner guide I love helping people find that, helping find their connection to source energy, whatever that is for you, because I really believe in all belief systems and I want everybody to have their own whatever that is. And I hope if I use a certain word that you switch it to your language. And I feel like that's important in community, like spirit or God or universe, like so important that we just honor. You got that belief? Awesome. I love you.
Mhm.
And bringing that, like that is what we're really coming together. And I feel like a big piece of what I offer in community, I offer a monthly community cacao ceremony. In
Mm.
those ceremonies, I do add other supplements. I see a question. Where would you get that? Please share what that is, and I'd be glad to answer
The
it.
raw cacao. Like
Okay, I'll
I've
just
ordered. Yeah. So where do you order it from?
okay, great. I will share that. Let's see. There are a few places right now on my website you can actually get my free cacao guide, and it will
Mm.
share a couple of places that you can get it.
Okay.
Cacao Adventures comes from Peru.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just start with that one, Cacao Adventures. I do have that on hand. So if that's something that I can ship to you, I will. But also, you can order it directly from Cacao Adventures. You can also order from Cacao Laboratory, and you can use the code Jessica T10, and you get a little discount when you order from there. And you can order a bar, or you can order a block. And I would be glad to circle back to a little bit about cacao and share because it's a beautiful, gentle medicine. So, I offer that in community every month so people can sit with that. But I also add into those monthly ceremonies when we're there. It's really a space like I open up for sharing, kind of where you are, what brought you there. And then I go into a healing process where you're in meditation. I've guided you in breath work. I'm offering sound. There's a music list, but also I offer live music, chanting, and song. And then at the end, there's time to share. And I also like to give the opportunity for everybody to share what they have because we need each other's magic. And it is
Mhm.
right now so important that we're building community and connecting and uplifting and loving each other. And that feels so sacred right now in what I offer. And then the plant medicine retreats. Yes, I love that you all are plant medicine
Oh yeah,
people.
big time. I love your energy, by the way. Like you're like a breath of fresh air. So thank you for being so
Truly, thank
passionate about
you.
what brings you joy. Like
Oh,
that is the key to happiness, and I'm sure you're a much happier person than most. So keep going. Thank you.
thank you so much. I really am just receiving. I'm receiving that. Thank you. Um, let's see. So retreats, you guys. Okay, I love retreat. It is my like where I feel the most at home. And so when you come into my retreats, one, I feel like this is the space for you to let go. If for you all that are healers, facilitators, therapists, mamas, like you're the one that's caretaking. I like to be the caretaker. I want to fill
Mm.
your water bottle. I want to get your blanket. I want to tuck you in. Like it is kind of a space to really let go and allow the facilitators to hold space for you so that you can expand your consciousness with a sacred medicine and always having permission of a yes and a no. I feel like that's the one thing in our intuition. If we can learn our yes and our no and our intuition, you're golden. I mean, down to if I should eat this piece of chocolate, yes and kind of no, the little things and also the big things. And so you get this opportunity to sit with sacred medicines and be in the energy of the medicine. And during that time, there's energy work available, support for processing, sound, music. There's a lot of fire, a lot that's offered, but also a lot of downtime so that you can be focused with that medicine so you're not overstimulated.
Hmm. So do these mostly take place in Louisville, or do you do them everywhere?
I
Like do
do
you?
them everywhere,
Okay.
actually. So, near Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, in the fall, we'll be working with sacred mushrooms.
Ooh.
And Yeah.
Shannon's like, book me.
It's
I
a
know. Well,
2 night, so it'll be like Friday night you'll come in, we'll have our first ceremony, and then we'll have, snack hour and breakfast, and then we'll have a day ceremony, and then, fireside at night and integration and home the next day. And then in the spring, I like to hold these around, the fall equinox and the summer solstice. Yeah, the cave is cool. Yes, Kentucky. Okay, I'm seeing your friends here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of land. It's near a pond. It's got beautiful space. And the connection in these retreats, when we allow ourselves to use supplement, whether it be light or heavy, because I do both and I don't feel like one way is right. I feel like it's different for everybody. It's important for us to connect. Wherever you're going to work with plant medicine, it is important that you connect with your facilitator and make sure you're a yes. Because sometimes, you're like, well, this cost is less. I'm just going to sign up. I want you to just feel here in your body where your yes is, like really honor that.
You
'Cause
have to be ready for it too,
amen.
right?
Because it might
Yeah.
be the right person and it just doesn't happen. I've seen retreats where people are like, oh, I can't come. I'm like, cool. Like, no worries, because spirit said, sit this one out. And they
yeah.
made that happen. So I trust that. But also, I work with other medicines and work in other places. And this spring we will be in Tennessee, likely on a farm. My friend, she's an herbalist. The food that she supplies during retreat is delicious, and fresh teas. And so we'll be on the farm, but we will be working with cactus medicine, which is grandfather medicine, which is mescaline. So we'll be working with San Pedro cactus, also referred to as wachuma, which is a very, very grounding and heart opening medicine and a community medicine. And so those are beautiful day medicines. That'll be a 2-day. And then in the summer solstice, we're going to work with grandmother medicine in Costa Rica for a week. So please, please come along. I cannot wait to host you in Costa Rica. The maestra there, I've worked with her several times and sat with her and her teacher. So I feel really honored to get to sit in their retreat space and offer retreat and sit with their medicine. And
So those of you looking for your sign, this is your sign that
this is your sign. Come on.
now you know someone that you can feel really good about because they've done it before.
Oh.
You've done it before. Yeah.
And I totally trust these people, and I'm very open. Like, it's important when you'll find these things on my website, and it's very, I have to be really mindful, like how we talk about this medicine.
Yes.
To be honest, like, this isn't the social media clips, maybe clips to share, right? Like,
No, it's speak
with
freely. Speak
right?
freely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is important. Then grandmother medicine is ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And so everybody's very cautious about how we talk about these medicines because, one, we want to honor the cultures that they come from.
Mm-hmm.
We want to honor always working with cacao. When you're calling in for your intention for your medicines in any space that you are, always like clear it, bless it. This is my intention to work with you. You are working with a consciousness when you're working with plant spirit. Cannabis, yes. Come on, she is fun, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so I like kiss my cannabis. I'm like, girl, thank you. Thank you so much, like, allow me to feel relaxed, or, whatever it may be, or if I'm in a meeting, because some of my meetings might be cannabis meetings, and I love that,
Mm-hmm.
And so we're blessing it with the intention for maybe you're with your couple. So there's an intention that you're setting when you're working with these medicines.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really helps guide where it takes you in any of these ceremonies. Yeah.
The universe has one job. It gives you what you ask for. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
putting it out there that I want to feel safe and blessed and break some cycles and remove some blocks and get in touch with who I am and my authenticity, it's an enhancement. It just gets you there faster, and it removes a lot of the programming and barriers and stuff that you have to work through normally. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I'm not sure what kind of medicines you all have worked with, but feel free to share. And but when I work with these medicines, for me personally, I've didn't realize till about I was about 2 years into my medicine journey. I was like, oh, I have a lot of trauma. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay.
We're here now. Yeah.
I got it. And so it allowed me to like be like, okay, this makes sense. But then I started to like then discover like, oh, I'm neurodivergent. Like all these things. So I feel like for me, one, I've had all these walls because of the trauma and the betrayal and all the shit we just go through because life,
Yeah.
right? Because legit, we
Mhm.
all have trauma. It all looks different. There is no comparison. It affected you that way, and it is stored in your body that way.
Mhm.
And so now it's like, what is working to regulate the system? For me, for some, they like start light. I'm going to start yoga and then
Mhm.
breath work. I was like, slam me in.
Mhm.
Slam me, because I have such hard walls. So I feel like, yeah, thank you. I feel like because my wall is so thick, plant medicine helped get past that. So now,
Mhm.
like this last ayahuasca ceremony, I heard spirit be like, go light. I was like, what? Maybe it was the second to last, actually, not the last
Yeah.
one. And so I was sitting there because I was like, okay, the first time I did it, I did like a heavy dose and I needed two to really drop the wall. And then the second time I did a heavy dose and I was the one that started the help. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I
you
think,
know, it was so intense. And then so they said go light. And listening to that was powerful because it's such a powerful, nurturing medicine that gets straight to the point.
mm,
I mean, to the point, and then she's like, "Now, can we move on?" I'm like, "Oh, wow, okay, yeah, I'm ready."
yeah.
It moves so much, and so these plant medicines, when you're working with this grandmother spirit, or we call her Mama Cacao. Mama Cacao is a heart opener. She is not psychedelic. She is
Yeah.
powerful. You can use cacao in a daily ritual. You
Yeah.
could do it monthly. You could do it weekly. It's really a personal practice. And it's really a way to enhance your meditation and to open your heart. When we open our heart, we are open the I am direct. Yeah. When we open the heart, we are open that bridge between our spiritual and our spiritual and our physical chakras. And so that also opens, where we really open and connect to our higher self or our soul, and we carry our grief, we carry love, we carry emotion. And so when we open that, a lot can come to the surface. It could feel like grief. And so sometimes people ask me, well, I don't want to have a bad trip. Well, one, I'm not doing trips. I'm not a trip
Mhm.
sitter.
Mhm.
I'm a ceremonialist, and this is with intention, with sacred space set, with the energy set in a certain way that the barriers are up, that we are honoring that we are in this sacred space. Tripping, yeah, that's fine. People can play with that. And I would guide you to be careful and to have somebody on speed dial, that would
Yeah.
be careful. And
Yeah.
also you can do it with intention. And you can microdose. I work with people in microdoses also
Mhm.
to use that to reprogram our neurological systems to reduce our anxiety and depression. And I feel like a 3-month protocol is very important with that.
The whole time you've been talking, I've been thinking about how we're pretty much programmed to use alcohol and weed as an escape, right? Like to get away from our problems and not want to deal with things and check out. And if you need that, it's fine. I mean, the people use it for all different reasons, but that is such a it's like everything else that we're programmed to do. It is bypassing the actual magical and beneficial uses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, I think so much of the fear of using something is because of the gross misuse and seeing people what like
Yeah.
there's a fentanyl epidemic now, so like
Yeah.
people are seeing that, right? And whereas these are teachers,
Thank you.
you know,
These are
right?
master teachers.
Yeah.
Like they've carried this knowledge through the earth and through different indigenous cultures that have brought forward these medicines and shared them in certain cases, you know.
Mhm.
And in certain cases, we go to them, right? So,
Mhm.
like, let's travel to Costa Rica for that one. But they're teachers, they are guidance, they hear your call. And sometimes when you're like, I want to feel peace and joy, they're like, great,
Mhm.
I got to show you something. I
Yeah.
gotta show you something.
Okay.
And they're like, "You see this under your liver? It's like this whole gook coming out, and this is
Mhm.
what you're carrying." And so it shows you the grief. So it's not a bad trip. It's a um challenging journey that is showing you what you're carrying that is resisting the joy. And sometimes, y'all, that is hard to look at. So I like to tell people, if you're doing a plant medicine journey, even with cacao, like when you sign up, when you say yes, your journey began.
Mhm.
And so and then this stuff starts to show. You might be more emotional. You might feel some excitements that you need to acknowledge, and being mindful. So it brings in that self awareness, right? And then you get to the experience, which might be really peaceful. It might be really visual. It's going to be the experience it's meant to be.
Mhm.
And then there's the post experience for cacao, it's probably a couple weeks to a month. I'd say a couple weeks for if you're doing a big meditative journey.
Mhm.
If you're doing it daily, you're in a process for that time. And you just honor those things that are coming up and honoring the emotions and what you're recognizing. And that is similar to a post retreat journey where you've had the experience, but now you might have memory recall. You
Mhm.
might have things you're noticing within your body, physically releasing aches and pains, opening your awarenesses, things really shifting for you in those weeks, memories that come that you didn't know you had that need to be processed. So having support working with plant medicines, I feel like is so important. I don't
Mhm.
feel like there's everybody has their way. That might be a Reiki energy healer every month. That might be a psychic medium healer. That might be your therapist, which is awesome. Like, I want the people that are working with plant medicine to really have the support to process, because we should not be processing alone.
Mm.
We need each other. We need to be witnessed. We need somebody to say, "Oh, you're not crazy. You are so normal." Like, hold tight. I got
Mhm.
you.
Well, and
So
it can be a nervous, initially a nervous feeling when you actually truly get to meet yourself, because it's like you remember who you are, and at the same time you realize that you're taking this humongous step to actually break a bunch of cycles in your life that you want to change, and having someone guide you through that so that you feel safe and that you see that other people are having the same experiences
yeah,
is really important. Because if you go into fear, you could actually get pretty lost in an experience if you're not prepared for it. Like, I know how to talk myself through it because
yeah,
unfortunately I've had a few where it was way stronger than it should have been, and it's just the way it is. But it would have been to have a guide like you,
mm,
and to
mhm.
have so much intention in the whole setup. Like, my experience would have been totally different if I had done it that way.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. You
Yeah, I
know,
think that's a really beautiful thing to look at it. Like you say, when you say yes, you're starting a journey.
Hmm.
you are starting a journey, and also I saw you said you were processing on your own over here on the right. Sometimes too processing with a friend. I have some friends that can hold space for that, but having somebody that can hold space, or journaling, like if you are processing on your own, because we all do journaling, meditating, singing, breath work are all beautiful ways to like just be in space to regulate our system. And then, okay, my clairs started to slowly turn on, and I got a bit more psychic and calmer about everything. It's been amazing. I've become a lot more observer about my life. Listen, becoming the observer is a gift. And I think too, like when you become the observer and you're like, okay, my system's freaking out right now. That's awesome. And when you're in the reactive, there's a young part of you coming up, and that young part could be 21, and it could be too, like there's something that's triggered that causes a reaction. And so when we're in these healing circles or healing sessions or retreats, we're able to see some of those things that can be triggered to be able to bring them up and out. I know I'm loving the pets, by the way.
For sure.
I love
So
you.
sweet.
They're
For you. Like if you could see, there's not
I'm
just
sending
like
them love.
we have a guest dog this weekend.
Oh my
This is
God.
Luna.
Oh, what
Hi,
was
This
Luna.
is Becky's dog.
Luna? Oh,
He's back
happy
here
full
hiding.
moon.
So
She's-
there are 5 other dogs in the room right now. So there's 6 total in here.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they all hear you and they're like, ooh, because they can just come and go as they please. They like your energy.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing.
That's so cute. They're all in. They're like, we want to go
They
to a
really
retreat.
are.
Come on, everybody, that would be great. A bring your dog retreat. Okay, I might be able to get that at the farm, maybe.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I even have spare
It would take a
dogs.
lot
If
of
people don't
focus,
have
though,
a
you
dog,
guys. It would be
yeah,
a lot.
I'll just
Yeah.
bring one for them.
That's right.
There you go. Just travel. Just rent a van and bring everybody, Shannon.
Yeah,
be
I
cool.
will. You can have like spare dogs for people that may not have their own dog. They can just pet one of mine.
So, Shannon, since you grew up in the same area, right? Okay.
Well, I grew up in Appalachia, same state.
Mhm.
And Nikki and I used to work in Louisville. We worked in Louisville for several years, and in Frankfurt. And Nikki's in Lexington. She's in the chat. But yeah, I love that area. And I was just saying before we got started, I texted my girlfriend Dee Dee, and I was like, Dee Dee, you have to watch the live tonight because we have a Louisville girl on, and you're gonna enjoy this. And then before the show, I was like, oh, where are you? Fern Creek. Well, Dee Dee went to Fern Creek High School. Like she grew up in Fern Creek.
Hi, Dee Dee.
So yeah.
I'm sitting here in the heart of Fern Creek, really. Yeah. Louisville, Louisville is home. I was born and raised here. It's such a neat city. We do have a great spiritual community here in Louisville and
Yeah.
in Lexington.
Yes.
And a lot of different communities and circles, but also a lot of arts and theater
Mhm.
and music. So it's a really great place. And I work with people here, but I actually work with people across the world. So if you're thinking, oh, she's in Louisville, I can't get there, I work virtually too. So I feel very comfortable in that realm. And somebody asked about or mentioned that their clairs came on slowly. And I feel like I thought I'd just mention that, it's really interesting as we go through our journey, how each of our gifts opens differently and kind of how things came on first. Like, look at this telekinesis over here. That's so amazing. It's so good.
Well, I'm not trying to be distracting.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you say?
Sorry, I'm not trying to be distracting, but I've been practicing every day and I realized I hadn't done it. And I was like, okay, this will be a true test if I'm doing this live, right?
Yeah.
But it works better when you don't focus so hard on the outcome and you just allow it to be part of whatever you're doing, right? But what I'm laughing to myself about is when it's like, it's almost like, well, I'm listening and this is part of me, right? So your topic matter is affecting it, I feel.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, keep going.
Keep going. I was just going to mention, how our abilities come differently. Like, I'm not doing telekinesis yet, but I am inspired.
Do it
to, like,
tomorrow.
practice,
Everyone
right?
can
Yeah.
do this. This is
Yeah.
everyone can do this.
And
Yeah.
I feel the same really about psychic and mediumship and
Mm-hmm.
healing work. Like
Mhm.
when we say I'm sending healing, that intention is everything. So our words are so important. Our words are so intentional. So I try to be really mindful how I speak about things. And, so when we say we're sending healing or when we sit in meditation, meditation is not a perfect practice. It is a practice for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and I find that focusing on your breath in and out, having that hyper focus allows you to get into a meditative state rather than trying to free your mind. But guided meditations are also really
Mm-hmm.
helpful and beautiful, and I love utilizing those. But getting in those meditative states is super helpful to really allow your system to clear. When you focus on your breath, setting
Mm-hmm.
the intention to clear your energy, which helps to clear your channel, but really your psychic ability, if you're tuning in to your inner guide, your gut instinct, that feeling that you feel like, that feels off, or you feel like you need to go a different direction than you normally do, like feeling that psychic ability. And even in the mediumship side of things, whether you can feel or hear or see them back,
Mm-hmm.
talking to them in your mind, out loud, writing to them, they receive all of that. As soon
Mm-hmm.
as you call, they're like, hey, they just step in, and you might
Mm-hmm.
not sense them, or as you start communicating and writing to them more, you might, because we all really have that ability. Yeah, making it a daily practice. Ritual is really about honoring what our needs are, resetting for our days or our nights, wherever you're fitting in your ritual, and letting it be different if that's what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you need structure, then setting the structure, finding like that flow, like we can always guide you, right? We can always guide you. However, knowing that, like, okay, I know I want to read, I know I want to listen to music, I know I want to write in my journal, pull my cards,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you're doing, just having that available to you and adding that in as it feels right, but is super supportive.
So
Yeah.
Emily said, I really do need to make it a habit again to meditate daily. I've fallen off the wagon. Emily, everything in divine timing. We especially because a lot of your abilities and clairs have just started to kick in, your vessel needs a break. So
Yeah.
if you're gaining in one area, you're gonna be guided to take a break in another area.
Yeah.
None of this should ever have any guilt or I'm supposed to be doing this or whatever. Like I have decided that I'm going to practice this every day because I'm making a commitment to try things that are physically to see physically outside of myself right now because I'm
Mhm.
already like real strong intuitively, psychically, and all that stuff. So like now it's time to like prove to myself that there everything I talk about and encourage other people, like I'm going to do it, right? So I'm holding myself accountable in a different way. But when it comes to like meditation and certain practices, if you realize that it's been 2 weeks and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't, no, that means you have been listening to yourself.
Mhm.
That means you have been following your own guidance and what your body needs, whether it is practice or taking a break so that you can fill back up, right? So,
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel that, I agree 100% about what you said, like, they'll take away one of your psychic senses to heighten the other, so you might be used to,
mhm,
like, I have some that are used to seeing, and then all of a sudden they can't see, but their hearing is turning on, and it
mhm,
is a way. So thank you for mentioning that. I'm 100% on that. Yeah, I am psychic. Thank you for asking. Not a dumb question at all. My psychic ability, I think, has been here for a long time, and it happens when I don't mean for it to. So, as when you open your gifts and we're so excited and we turn it on and we leave it open, it can be exhausting. So sometimes our systems do need
mhm.
breaks, and sometimes it turns on and I don't realize it, and I'll say something, and my sister
Mhm.
will look at me and she'll go, "You're so weird. I
Get
was
out of my head.
that was out of my head." It happens. People look at me and I'm like, I must have done it. I must have done that thing I do.
Mhm.
And also, you'll see sometimes my psychic ability or my channel open because my eyes shift and I do that. I don't know if you know
Mhm.
the show That's So Raven, but I definitely That's So Raven. you know,
My head jerks a lot.
yeah, and
Like,
I love talking for pets,
mm,
especially when I'm near them. Like I have actually animal communicators that I refer to, although
mhm.
I can communicate with animals quite well, especially with them near me. I like to talk and their what's going through their minds. It's fun.
That's
So,
awesome. Well, when
but I wouldn't call myself like the animal communicator. I have a couple others I refer to. That's kind of my fun,
mhm. I,
sitting together kind of deal.
I, you definitely strike me as someone who, like I always say, we all have access to the all. We
Yeah,
just have to have
yeah.
faith. I can tell that you completely comprehend that, and also knowing that you operate through it respectfully, and now I'll make I statements. I realize that although I have access to the all and I can try all these different things and everything always works, right? But there are things that are stronger than others.
Yeah.
Like Shannon's the most fascinating and tuned in psychic that I've ever worked with. Like
Oh,
Shannon and I
okay.
do sessions and readings together because we
Oh,
realize that like joining together, it
It's so
is
different.
oh,
such an open channel.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
nuts. Yeah. So
Oh, I love that.
and that's some people work like that. We didn't even know until we started and tried. But so what do you feel like right now is one of your strongest abilities, Jessica,
Mm.
Chacha?
Healing, guiding people through healing, holding space for their plant medicine journey or their breathwork journey, whether that be one-on-one or in retreat, holding space and allowing people to go deep into a process, to feel safe, to expand their consciousness, to dig in deep, to begin to understand themselves on a new level. I'd say that's my strength and what I feel like, where I feel the most at home is being in those spaces, whether it be just holding space while they are in the medicine,
Hmm.
or if it's doing healing around them, if it is listening to their process, if it is holding their hair. I feel honored to be a part of that process. I feel like that's where I found my most nurturing energy. And also in community. Community has my heart. I love one-on-one ceremonies, whether they are a full retreat or they are a 90-minute cacao session with me. Like those are the healing spaces that I just love hosting. Um, and also the community. I'm really passionate about bringing community together in Circle Monthly, in our retreats, in our breath work. I will be leading weekly breath work here in Louisville again, probably starting in September. So in all of those spaces, being in community allows us to uplift and encourage each other more. And I just feel like I'm really passionate about that in these times that we need each other. So
How are people able to be included when they don't live there? Like, do you do a Zoom group as well? Like,
actually, yes, I'm actually working on a Zoom group that I hope to get started in the fall. So,
cool.
for those, especially some may be wanting to learn, some may be wanting to do ceremony with or without cacao. So, there will be a way to access cacao through that
Hmm.
link as
Yeah,
well. So that it can just be shipped right to you if you're
that's
working with me
perfect.
in that sense. So,
Yeah,
yes, we will be having some virtual ceremonies starting in the fall. Yeah.
that's
And
awesome. Yeah.
retreats, you can fly on in. I have great suggestions for Louisville if you're flying in.
That's
Or, the Tennessee retreat will be near Nashville. And then for the Costa Rica retreat, we're all flying in together. Really, we're going to meet at the airport and go to the retreat center together. So it'll be really well supported.
It's so nice to have an organized plan and something like this because and the way that you talk about it, it's like it's organized and it's taken care of, but it still feels very like organic and welcoming. You
Mm.
know, like people have different ways of operating and itinerary
Yeah.
and everything, and um, you just have such a like you're holding everyone's hand type of energy, you know, and that is so much better. Like I'm so open to this type of idea, but I'm usually immediately repelled by the people that that are hosting.
Yeah.
You know, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but
That's
you know
okay.
what I'm saying, right?
Listen, I think
Yeah,
it's how you hear your intuition. So we want to give your intuition some
yeah.
credit for letting you hear it like that.
Yeah, because I'm sure everyone has experience where they're like, "Oh, this really sounds like me. This like I want to," whether it's going to a psychic book, you know, like a bookstore or something, or like
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
And then you get there, or for me, I get there and I'm like, this really, I followed my own inner guidance to come here, and now I feel like I mean, I'm not. I'm so easily entertained, you know, like I'm very humble. I try really hard not to be judgmental. So it's not all that stuff. It's just that it's like a letdown because I really thought that this was going to be something that I was going to connect with. And then I get there and it's
Yes.
not.
Yeah.
But everything that you're saying, I
Oh,
can tell that, I don't know, there's just an openness about you that seems, and maybe that's what I've always been, what's always been missing in the other things that I've experienced, you know, is just like, um, I think anyone that's listening and considering this, like, you're the only person that I would recommend right now. And I'm not just saying that because we're live. You know what I mean? Right, Shannon? Like you really,
yes.
yeah,
Oh, that was good. I love that. Thank you for that laugh too.
yeah.
Um, thank you. I'm honored, truly. There's, just to also add to like this process, there is a process of connection, of medical history, of is this the right time? Like
Mhm,
this is, I'd love to, I'm a yes. I'm a yes. Come
mhm,
on. And also I like to like really honor where you are in your process.
mhm.
What is the support you need? What is the best path? Because maybe it actually is. For some, they're like, actually, I'd rather start in your community circle. I've seen people do beautiful healing work by coming every month for a year. And then they're like, hey, girl, I've been gone for a while. And then they'll
Yeah,
come back in, once a year. So I've
yeah.
seen so many, because everybody's way is different.
Mhm,
And I just feel that we all just need grace and compassion.
mhm,
And so whatever it is you need, that you're going to follow your guidance. And if it is a yes or a no, I want to honor that, because we need to be able to support that intuitive sense that is often taken when we were, for us at least, taken when we were children. Might look different
mhm.
for, those growing up now. So listening to them.
How about the different types of personalities where like I'm a really, believe it or not, everyone, I'm an extremely private person. And so I think I would probably look you up for a private session first. So in your experience with the different personality types, like how do you ever guide people in one direction or another after you talk to them a little bit and you're like, yeah,
Yes, especially if you feel like you need somebody to sit by your side and hold your hand the entire time.
yeah,
And that is okay. And I am here for that, because some people do. I would recommend a private session, because in a group session, while don't you worry, I will give you the one-on-one attention, and I will hold your hand, and I will hold your hair if that is what's necessary, which by the way, it's not always necessary. I
no,
just want
yeah.
to remind everyone that purging is not always a thing. Okay. We can
Oh, okay. Yeah,
not
because
always a thing.
I've heard so many people talk about how that always happens, and so I'm just like, yeah, I don't think ayahuasca is for me.
No,
But okay,
well,
so
for ayahuasca, for me, it has been, but
yeah,
but it's not always a thing. And also it depends on what your system needs to release. And usually
yes.
if you do, you're usually like, dang, that felt good,
Oh
because
no,
you're
I
yeah.
purged like I had no idea what was coming
No,
when I
no.
accidentally had way too strong of a brownie once. Long funny story, won't go into it. But after I knew what was as it was happening, I was like, this is a purge. And this was like dialogue that I wasn't even here yet. Like this was 30 years ago where when I experienced it, but I knew what was happening. And this is agreeing. I knew what was happening, that I was letting go of so much that didn't belong. So sometimes it is necessary, but everyone needs to know, like, if somehow that ends up being your experience, like when someone has a much more intense experience than they were expecting, like how do you guide them? That would be a good thing
So
to cover.
yeah, a couple of things. Well, one, different personalities and like how to guide a difficult journey. Well, honestly, I have usually in that process, there's something that energetically is releasing from the body. I have rubbed your back and held your hair while you vomit on the toilet. Like I've done that. I have slept on the other side of someone on the kitchen floor and just actually just help put my hand on their back to give them healing while they rested.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that's needed? How
Yeah.
can I support this child energy that needs that support? Because when we open these doors, I don't know if I've got the 40-year-old, the 10-year-old, the
Mm-hmm.
2-year-old, because I know I've been all of them. I know I've been the infant in the
Yeah.
ceremony. Okay. Like we are looking at things that need to be looked at, and there are parts of us, if any of you are do IFS work and therapy, internal family systems, like those parts of us that have been traumatized are coming up. So that 2-year-old coming up actually just needed you to hold their back.
Yeah.
So I'm there for it, man. And I like to be the last one, make sure everybody's tucked in. Like everybody's where they need to
Aw.
be. Like that's so important. And and also like different personalities. Well, listen, sometimes it's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But here's
Yeah.
what let me start here. Because one time I was like, all right, this is a challenging one. Like it was just loud, and it was
Mm-hmm.
also like way deep and journey and exciting and good for this person. And I had to let that be, and I also had to let everybody else in the house go through their process, which was bringing up things for them to acknowledge.
Yeah.
And I say this in my circles. I'm like, this is what our ceremony is going to be like. And just allow the process. And if one of these sounds or noises bothers you, I would ask you to dig in deep and ask yourself why. What's
Yeah.
coming up for you? So like I had to let everybody be in their process. And it was such a beautiful experience for this person. And also some people need to be alone in a group ceremony, and I can find that spot for you.
Yeah. That's me.
And usually it's tucked in staff quarters, and I'm like, "Here's go in
Yeah.
here."
That's
Like,
me. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause-
that's my job,
yeah.
is to find you the spot that feels right. And also, I love code. Like in our meeting before, you'd be like, "I'm worried about this," and I'd say, "Okay, let's have a signal."
Mm-hmm.
You're
See,
gonna
this
go
is,
like this,
yeah.
like you're gonna be like, hey, whatever this code is, it's not gonna be one of those, by the way, but you're gonna tag me and you're gonna let me know in some way that you need to get away from this conversation or be in
Yeah.
a spot. And sometimes you don't know what you need. And so I am there to open my intuitive sense to say, okay, let's try this. And sometimes then you're like, no, like, okay, let's try
Yeah.
something else. Like, it's actually my favorite process of being in retreat is allowing that. Say for it, right. You'd look at me and you'd go banana, and I'd be like, girl, I got you a banana. Come on.
Thanks,
Let's go
Emily, for
get
that.
that together.
Good word. Yeah. Well, because this is just me, but I know there's other people out there. I want the community, and I absolutely would love the way that it would be set up and go in relaxing, and the atmosphere and the space and the music and everything. But then when it kicks in, I'm a self processor. And
Right.
so it would be hard for me to be in a room, and I'm also a nurturer. So it would be hard for me to be in
Yeah.
a room thinking that I have to take care of everybody else when I'm supposed to be working on myself. Right. And so
Right.
you've clearly done this enough and I like meeting other people who have an experience, learn from it, and then set up the next experience through the lens of, oh, that happened, so now we know that this could happen, and so like it's almost like you have a checklist, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I legit have checklists, actually. It's,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I do have legit checklists, but also to set up the space. But yes, it's important. Even like, okay, we're going as a group to Costa Rica, but oh my gosh, I hope you do break off and go to the pool. You don't want to come to
Yeah.
breath. I'm sure not going to shame you. Girl, go to the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
Go to the hot tub. I'm like, do what feels best, because maybe you don't and can't handle breath work in the moment.
Yeah. Or maybe you just need the energy of everyone else around you, but you need to go off on your own journey. And so at least you're honoring everyone's process, which is really cool. Shannon, pipe in here.
Oh, I'm just listening. And I'm also like, you guys, it's like the wild kingdom in this room. I have dogs everywhere. And one of them's like, you know how Lonnie Bell hops around her bed?
Mm-hmm.
She picks up her dog
she pulled her bed?
Like yeah, she's like dragging her bed all around. And then I've got 2 up on the bed. And 3 in the chair with me. They're just like, they love this. They're like, yeah.
You have a dog retreat going on right now. That's really funny.
Great. I'm giving them so much energy. Like, I love you guys.
My birds are all quiet right now. I'm surprised.
I love the birds. Okay.
Yeah, I rescue
animals. Oh,
yeah, I have an animal rescue, but I have some doves here, and they're usually really loud, and a lot of times fly and hang out on the back of my chair when this happens too. But everybody needs to be
so
quiet.
Cute.
It's Shannon's turn.
I want to hear more about cactus medicine. So John grows a ton of cacti, like not magical cacti, but like he has always been very, very drawn to cacti as plants.
Yeah.
And like before he moved to Texas, he managed to keep tons of cacti alive in Florida, which that is not their vibe. And so he brought his cactus collection here, and we've added to it. And that's always been a very interesting thing to me. Like, my dad would talk about peyote, and I've had an experience, and it was an interesting experience because it was a non-experience. So mine, I was with my husband, and his parents, who were no longer on this earth, came and they were like, tonight you're going to be completely present because he needs to learn a thing and know a thing. And that's what happened. But like, I would like to hear more about how you work with cactus medicine.
Well, I love that you facilitated his journey.
I ended up doing that. Yeah, it was so weird. You
sure did. And how spirit guided that. Okay, so peyote is mescaline, San Pedro is mescaline.
Okay.
So this
I've never heard of the San Pedro, so that's really cool.
And it's referred to as its native name is Wachuma, which is usually spelled Hua or Wua, but Wachuma. And it is a very present medicine. The way I would describe it working, when we work with sacred mushrooms, we're like out in the stars. I feel like with ayahuasca, even we're going deep into the earth, right? And then with San Pedro, it feels like
sorry. Shannon. Keep going.
So with San Pedro or Wachuma, I feel like we have this spiritual awareness and we're bringing it down into the physical. And so this medicine, I actually, you drink it. I make it myself. So I brew it and I drink it.
Make it tea.
Medicine. And we drink it throughout the day, and you really are journeying from, it takes a couple hours for it to kick in, but you're really journeying to about midnight, 2 a.m. We stop around 6, but you're drinking it all day long and it's very present. So I feel like you're present in your body, but you're very open and aware. Your awarenesses are open. So you're able to, in this case, I feel like if you drop into a deep mushroom journey, the medicine navigates you.
Mm-hmm.
If you work with Wachuma, you tend to navigate the medicine for the most part until we hit like usually the peak of the journey. Then it might navigate you a little bit, but even then, most are still navigating the medicine, meaning I can choose to be in community and up and talkative and da 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 da. And then I can choose to lay in a meditation and really commune with the medicine and be with it. Whereas with like mushrooms, the medicine's like, all right, ready? Because I'm going to tell you it all right now. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you ever been on a roller coaster sitting on your
yeah,
couch? Yeah.
yeah. And this one's like, you're like, okay, I'll be back. And so it's like
Hmm.
this sacred grandfather sitting there. I've seen him like when I cut the medicine, I'll see him sitting across from me as native man, his legs crossed. And I'll be tuned into him talking. And then I'll get into my thing. And then I'll look up and see him again. And he'll be like, are you ready? And I'll be like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. I'm listening. So I would like go back and forth with him. And he's so patient and gentle.
And that's actually what we called this plant as grandfather.
Yes. So, okay. Yeah. Yes. Grandfather.
Yeah.
Yes. That is this medicine. So,
John, are you ordering seeds right now?
He's going to finally pick up their dinner,
questions.
but yeah, John is like, he's so great with growing things. And cacti, we grow, like I said, a variety, mainly a lot of spineless prickly pear because tortoises like them.
Yeah.
They have like a great nutrient, they're very nutritious cacti. And for people too, but we've sort of fallen away from that. But yeah, he would totally be down for that.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful, gentle medicine. And so in the spring, we'll do a 2-day retreat with that one. So you get 2 full days with that medicine. And it is so gentle. So if you're wanting to work with plant medicine and you don't want to be like, feel like it's, one, any of these medicines, you can go light. So actually, if you're called to a medicine, I hope that you reach out to me and that you ask questions, even if you aren't ready to sign up. Like I want you to have your knowledge. And also, again, the connection to who you might work with is important. So even if it is a call and you're not signing up, there's nothing wrong with that. That's important for the connection. But, if you're called to a plant, you can go light. There is not a certain dosage that you need to be. If you came and you're like, okay, but I really only want to do a microdose, cool. If you change your mind, let me know. But also, if you're wanting something gentle, this is a powerful native medicine that has really come through a lot of the Amazon and the Peruvian traditions. And so it's also grown, in Peru. You can find it in Mexico. You can find it out west. But this is something that we do want to get back in the earth and let it grow. And what's great about this plant is it regenerates. Some of these plants we're taking, and a lot of people are growing mushrooms. There's got some beautiful medicine out there. But when we cut this plant, it can grow more. Rather than rooting it will grow again. But you want to let it grow for a long, 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 long time.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that before I knew any of this, like, I'm just like, la, 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 corporate girl, going on vacation with this guy I'm dating long distance with no expectation of it ever becoming anything but long distance. We went to this national park, Big Bend National Park out in West Texas. And it's one of the few untouched spaces where cactus, this particular peyote, grows naturally and in the wild. And so we're hiking and John's like, look for this kind of cactus. And I'm like, okay, just hiking along. And I'm like, what is this? And he's like, this is peyote. And I was like, oh, my dad has told me about peyote, like when he was alive. But yeah. And so we went and walked around, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And there are so many people who, like, when you talk about it with them, and my dad, like, those of you who know me personally, and even I've talked about him on here, my dad was always like, if you want to know about a drug, I guarantee you I've done it. So just ask me. And
Just
he's like,
ask.
you can do weed and mushrooms, and that's all. And for whatever reason, like, and so I believed my dad, and I was like, okay. But then I would ask him about different stuff.
Yeah.
And this is such a neat thing. And then a lot of people do a combo of peyote and mushrooms and do like a combined tea. And that's a very interesting thing too. Like, I've heard a lot about that. And I don't know if you've ever done anything
Yeah.
combined like that, but that's a really cool thing too.
I actually, yes, I have blended the two, and it was a really powerful journey. It awakened a lot of things. It felt like it opened a lot of energies in the retreat we were in, for sure. It was wild to see how
Yeah.
the combo of the two work together.
Yeah, I'm totally interested in that at some point. Like, I think that would be really cool.
It is. Oh, I would be honored. I truly love just the openness that it allows us to feel with each other, the connection that comes in the retreat, even if it were one on one, right? Because
Yeah.
there is a connection that we get one on one. I love leading private or couples retreats. It's beautiful to see like the connection between couples in those sessions. Also, it's impactful when we can open our hearts and feel that connection again too. And some of the other sometimes I'm working also a little side by side. I have some therapists refer to me, and I work
Yeah.
with MDMA to work with some healing of trauma, which is
Mm-hmm.
also one that is still being tested.
What's that from? How do you
MDMA.
Yeah, what is that grown in a lab?
Yeah, so it is a medicine, so and it is not a sacred, and so I
Right.
only sparingly use it, but it is actually very impactful at opening the heart and allowing us to feel a lot of bliss and joy, but also allowing us to visualize some of the traumas that we've been through. It really is impactful. I don't recommend it to everyone. It's really hard on the system.
Yeah.
But it is one
I've
that,
heard
is impactful in healing.
Huh. Um, what's your favorite thing to do? Or
Oh,
are they all just for different reasons?
let's see. Yeah, they're all different, right? I like them all differently. I feel like they all have a different, we're working with different consciousness, but that's a hard question. That is, I'd have to say actually,
What have you had the
oh
most
man,
what have you had the most success personally
I,
using?
I I don't know. I almost want to say that Wachuma is one of my favorites because it's so gentle and so
Yeah.
opening. It is actually really great on it. Some of these medicines, working with something like MDMA, it can spike the serotonin. We can have a crash. And this works very differently on our serotonin levels. So actually, it's very supportive and helpful and balancing on our serotonin. So I really like that about Wachuma. So I'd have to say that's one of my favorites. It's gentle during, but it's also gentle after, that we're
Mhm.
not necessarily having that serotonin crash where we might feel really low. And sometimes that's necessary as part of the process after. We need rest for a week or two after, like just
Mhm.
doing what we need to kind of deal. But I'd say Wachuma. However, you also asked what was my biggest process?
Like where did you like maybe one of your biggest breakthroughs?
Yeah, I could tell you one. I was in Tennessee and I was working with ayahuasca and different area than where we'll be headed in the spring. But I went in with the intention to ask why I'm carrying weight. I'm healthy.
Mhm.
I eat clean. I take care of myself, but I'm carrying weight. And so I went in to learn that. So for me, the purge was very helpful for the medicine to come on.
Mhm.
And then I'm in child's pose, and I saw that it wasn't mine. It was my mom's and her mom's and her mom's. And it
Mhm.
was all the sexual abuse and
It's to
rape
protect.
that happened.
Mhm.
It's to
Yeah.
protect it.
Yep.
And I grieved it for them. And then I grieved for her because she didn't have support to tell anybody, the things that she went through. And I grieved for her. And it made me also know, like, why I was one of the people that she told a lot of things to. We grew up together, right? And she understood me the most. She understood me the most. And so it allowed me to reconnect with that safe energy in my mother and also see her in a new light. And it was really one of the most impactful. And then I had a whole process outside after that. It was one of my most impactful journeys. So
Wow. Yeah, I would that's one of the questions I would ask too.
yeah,
Thank you for that's really personal.
yeah.
Thank you for
Uh,
sharing that.
yeah. It can be that you're like, I just want to go in and experience. Cool. That's fine. As long as you're going in with positive intent, you're good. And when you ask to go in just for experience, and Spirit's going to show you what you need to see. So just hold on
Mhm.
tight.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah.
And also it is okay, and it can be very gentle. Like
Mhm.
it's really not a scary experience. It can be just so gentle and opening. And I find that my first journey, it wasn't some impactful visual experience. It was with mushrooms, and I was looking for something to help me with depression and anxiety. I was stuck, y'all. I was stuck, and I needed
Yeah.
out. And I laid in that, and and my mind stopped. Everything stopped. And I was like, "Oh, my clients need this. This is amazing." My mind's never stopped. It's constantly channeling, my higher self, trying to get me
Yeah.
on right, like something always, and probably other people's thoughts, and it stopped. And I was like,
Mhm.
whoa, changed my life. And it was 4 months later, I started leading side by side with my teacher for several retreats. And I love working with women. I love yoni steaming, energy work, plant medicine. Like, I love goddess energy. So if you want your own goddess retreat, oh,
Mhm.
that's my favorite, because we need to really awaken that womb energy, because my friends, that is what community is needing right now, is that nurturing and that womb and that, like, fierce but
Yeah.
grounded feminine energy. And we all have masculine and feminine. So please, our men too, call in that sacred feminine, and we'll call in our sacred masculine, because that sacred masculine, let me tell you, it is beautiful. It is so amazing to sit in the energy of the sacred masculine, to be like, I feel safe here. I feel
Yeah.
safe here. I love that about retreats and circles too. You like get to
Mhm.
see that, like, because in my world, I saw a lot, and then attracted a lot of, like, narcissistic abuse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, when you're a
oh, been
nice
there, girl.
person. Yeah. Yeah. The nicer you are, the more narcissistic abuse you attract. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right, right.
And then
So,
you learn about boundaries.
right, and so now you can, as you start to expand and become aware, you can start to shift and see that a lot differently. And so, and it can come from women too, by the way. I've
Mhm.
been both.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, being in the ceremony space and seeing how safe people can be, that
Maybe
alone,
for the first time.
yeah, and that alone, without any
Wow.
medicine,
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
Yeah.
healing. I mean, it's very healing. And I think there are so many of us on the female side who live in a more masculine energy just because, you know, what we do day to day. I mean, like I have been moving toward embracing my feminine side like probably for the last 8 years. Like that's been a focus for me
Yeah.
because, you know, I'm like, okay, I've got to go out and do this. I've got to take care of my child. I have to, you know, be the person in charge of all these things. And you reach a point where you need to sort of like, it's okay to be in your femininity and it's okay to be soft, and it's hard for us. Like it's still hard for me. Like even now, it's hard to receive. Like, you know, when Kimberly complimented you and you're like, I'm receiving that. I'm like, I've got to work on that more. And I've really been consciously trying to work on that. We work with or are friends with and know these two beautiful women, Natalie and Barb, who do oil mixes, and they're you know scented. They have crystals, they have metals. They're
Yeah.
wonderful. And so I got the heart chakra blend
Very
because at
much.
the time I we had lost our dog, and my heart chakra, she does sort of like it's sort of like aura photography, but it's chakra photography. It's based on your fingertips, and my
Uh-huh.
heart was like way, way, way outside of my body. And
Wow.
normally, like she did it before that happened, and my heart was like centered. Like usually, I try to focus on that. So I got this, and I've been putting some on my back because I'm like, you know, you receive from your back and you project out from your front. So I've been trying to do that with my heart and my throat, like both.
Yeah.
So, you know, I very much appreciate that. And it's hard
Yeah.
for women. One, it's sometimes just hard to even find what that is. Like you've been in charge and, you know, not able to rest in your femininity.
Well, and if you've been a single mom for a long time, you
Yes,
just learn how to take care of everything. And when
every
even if someone shows up and is like, "Look, I'm here to help you and be half of this," you almost have to learn how to allow that to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I mean, because at first, like John would be like, "Let me," and I'm like, "No, no, I'll do it."
Yeah.
And you know, like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been
Yeah, it is. It is hard. And I am a masculine led female
Me too.
because right, here we are together. We're like,
Yeah.
I got this, right? And so it is hard to sit back in that. And also our leadership in that is important.
yes.
And for those of you that do carry that, it's all of our parts important. Like we're all so significant in all pieces of our life, but in the masculine led female, we really are calling back that matriarchy led, right? We really are wanting that partnership back, that balance. And so having
Hmm.
that masculine led feminine is also very important
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
hard for some to receive.
Hmm.
It is. And I mean, those of you guys who have met John, he is a feminine led male, like a female led, and it is, it's just his
Yeah.
energy. He's a
Yeah.
little
Very
Pisces,
gentle.
very
Gentle. I love
Yeah.
it.
gentle, very nurturing. Like, you know, he grows plants, he grows animals, like that's his nature.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm much more, in many ways, it's funny because I'm more aggressive than John is. Like, I'm like, and you know, like if there's a fly, I'm like, thunk, it's dead. And John's like, let's put it in the bug trap and we'll just let it outside. You know, like, and so we're getting that balance. And I think that's hard. And it's hard for us as women. Like it's hard for me to not say no. And
Yeah.
I've been working on it and, you know, I'm getting there. But it's
You know,
hard.
no is a hard thing. And so, just even, what it is. Sometimes I'll say yes, and then I'm like, I don't even know what I said yes to. Dang, hold on, let me back up for a second. I might need to change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we could just take a moment to like check in with our system, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do I have mental space for this?
Well, and why?
Yeah.
Oh, am I people pleasing? Am I seeking approval? Am I like,
Amen. So
why did I? Yeah, am I just being impulsive? Am I, oh man, I am so good at checking in with myself. Like,
right?
shut up for a moment and just, hang on. I think somebody asked what I'm doing. I created a sigh wheel, which is just a candle, incense, and tinfoil, and I'm practicing telekinesis. Yeah, thank you, Emily. I'm testing myself doing it. Like, I'm usually very private and don't do things in front of other people like this. But I'm like, you know what? Just do it. Just do it. Just practice today while you're live. This is a really good test on self trust. Anyway, let's continue with the conversation. But
It's so cool. I'm loving it. Yes.
I, since I already interrupted, I purchased and I think this has a lot to do with why this is speeding up. I
Oh,
purchased dowsing
nice.
rods, and
Yeah.
I'm really curious. But when I set,
Cool.
it's funny. I moved it, and I opened the package, and I put it down, and then I just put this on top of the packaging, and it started to move a lot more. So I think the copper is affecting it. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
I
That's
love dowsing rods.
yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna take them
Yeah.
to my farm and see what I can just walk around.
Yeah, real
That'll
supportive.
that'll be that when my boyfriend's like, "Yep, this was it. This was the day that I was expecting eventually was going to come." Like, she's just walking around with.
And see, where I come from, they call it witching for water.
Yeah, witching for
And
water.
so you witch for water, and that's where you figure out where you're gonna like put a well or
Yeah,
build a
Exactly.
spring or something like that.
so cool.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
we're
their
conduits.
Home
and
retreats in the Appalachian Mountains. Listen, you ready for this? Okay. Can we shift there? Is that okay? I just took over.
yes,
Please. Yes.
Appalachia. Okay.
Yes.
So, one, I would usually lead like more like Red River Gorge. So, really at the foothills. So, not deep in,
yeah.
right? Not fully deep in Appalachia, but we're
I love
like,
the gorge.
yeah, it's one of my favorite spots. So, there's this cabin, and it was beautiful, beautiful cabin, fire pit to the left, and then you could walk down into this wooded area. Well, I tell you, you could tell it was like almost like a portal through this back way. And at night, I just couldn't get off the porch. Like I was like, nah, that fire's gonna be just fine. Oh, like trying to get the fire to go out without having to go down there because you can feel the energy. And even
It
during the
is.
people will see that there are people in the trees, there are
Yeah.
things
Don't whistle.
in the trees. Right. And I'm like locking the doors. Yeah. So but also there was this one retreat and we were outside most of the night and there were a lot of stars out. And I went inside and I came back out and all of a sudden every star was gone. And I was like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, one by one, they all started to pop up. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And it was like they were showing me that this earth is surrounded by spaceships protecting it. Like that was the type of journey I
Wow.
was having in the foothills of Appalachia, right? Like, whoa.
Nikki's in Lexington, and she sees a lot of ship activity. And
Yeah.
I will tell you, one of my one very enjoyable mushroom experience for me was I was very set on connecting with my mother's grandmother because she talked to angels, she read coffee grounds, and a lot of the rituals that I do came to me through my mother from her. And so she died before I was born, and I really wanted to connect with her.
Mhm.
So I set my intention, I did my thing, and I went outside and I was like, show me what I need to see. And I saw all these little blue lights in the tree.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely beautiful. And she is Scottish mixed with who knows what. And they're like, this is the will o' the wisp. And I saw the will o' the wisp. And then they told me specifically my sister, which, Nikki, I need to get you to check Kendra out on this. But they said specifically, your sister needs to know that she is fair born of the fair folk. And so I'm like, I don't even know what that means. And so I looked it up, and I sent my sister a book about walking in the ways of the fairy. And my sister's terrified of fairies, just so you know. Like in the mountains, you'd see, a circle of mushrooms or whatever, and you're like, "Ooh, that's a fae ring. Get away, get away."
Yeah.
And so then I told my sister, "Hey, you're supposed to walk this path," and she was like, no, thank you." But like I sent it to her, and but it was such a beautiful experience. And then I took John. It's weird taking someone deep into Appalachia when they're not from there. And so I was a little bit worried about taking him home like the first couple times. He fit in great. And when I took him home, I was like, we decorate graves. You know how it is in Kentucky. You decorate graves. Yeah. It's a thing. So I was like, I got to get these flowers put together. And I, made all these flowers, and we went to these graves. And there's this great grandmother. I think she's like my 6th or 7th. And she's buried up on a hill outside of a coal mine that's shut down. So we have our family cemetery up there. And I'm like, okay, John, we're going to go put this on the grave. We go, and he's like, there is nothing here. And I'm like, no, it's here. And we're like up in this holler. And we went to the graveyard, and there were all these graves. And he goes, oh, there are a lot of graves. He's like, where are we going to know where to go? And then I saw this little blue flicker, and it was a bluebird, and it sat down on a dogwood branch. And I was like, there. And we went, and sure enough, she was right under there. But like it was such a beautiful, like, familial connection. Yeah. And you should totally go deeper into the mountains. What you really need to do is go to Kingdom Come State Park. Okay. It's a state park. You can tent camp. They have some cabins there. It would be a beautiful place. When you get into the mountains, it's such ancient energy. You would be fantastic with that.
You want me to camp in the Appalachian Mountains?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna think on that challenge and accept it.
Well, I would join you. Like,
okay,
truly, I would join you. You would not be alone in Appalachia. You would have your own Appalachian tour guide.
Myself, like something outside my tent, just praying hard, like, Spirit, help me.
As long as it's
I'm in. I can handle it. I'd probably be talking to it like, hey, back up. That's usually what I do. Like, hey, you guys, back up. I need a little space.
It's very interesting because it's a very ancient but very relatable energy. And I feel like you would thoroughly enjoy that.
I really do. The Gorge is one of my favorite spots. So to go deeper is probably a really great idea. I love being in the woods.
Yes.
I love being in the mountains, but yeah, the Gorge is always drawn.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. So yes, I will. Yes. Okay. Now I know where to go next.
Yes, you would be so fantastic. And you would love, I feel like you would really resonate with like a lot of people there. Because it's, we grew up, and Nikki's on, we grew up where magic wasn't dead yet. Because it was still, our families knew about it. You heard about it. Like, magic was still very much alive when I was a kid. And my husband teases, he's like, you grew up in the 50s, even though it was the 80s and the 90s.
Like, right. Exactly.
Because it's so different, but you have that resonance with that energy. I think you would thoroughly enjoy it.
Well, and I love the land energy, really in the shamanic sense of working with all of the elements, and the land is so sacred. So yes, would love that. Yes.
That's really cool. Keep going. You too. I'll come back in.
So where is the location for your circles for people who may be in the area around and want to know, like, where would they go? Yeah. Do they just get on your website or?
Yeah, you can get on my website, and you can I have a page for events. I have a page that shares a little bit of few different ways that you can work with me. There is booking. So if you're wanting like a one-on-one session, you can book that. You can also reach out to me from my website, which is thejessicatanzel.com. And my socials are all at thejessicatanzel. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they're all there. But you can book right from my website. If you don't see what you need or the time, or you need a different appointment, then just message me. You can reach out to me to schedule. And then as far as the circles, I lead those here in Louisville, Kentucky. I actually am right now leading them out of Yoga on Baxter. I also lead some things out of Maybe It's Fate, as well as there is a new center collective opening here that I'll be working out of, which is Flow Together. So that is really exciting as well. These circles, I lead breath work. So it'll be just breath work as the medicine. The ceremony, we'll have cacao, blue lotus, which is very opening for the visuals. Opening the third eye. I also bring in a microdose of psilocybin in those ceremonies. So you can have a sub-perceptive dose that will help to enhance your meditation. And then hape, which is a sacred tobacco snuff that actually grounds the body, but really opens the respiratory system. It clears the chakra system. So I use that in those ceremonies for sure. Yeah. And all three of those spaces. I lead song circles. I have studied kirtan and chant. So I add a lot of song into my ceremonies and my retreats. But also lead just song circles because the chanting of a certain phrase or Sanskrit mantra can really help to that frequency moves through our body. It has been the best at regulating my nervous system is singing. And it's not to be pretty, it's to bring in the energy of that mantra. So I lead those here as well, which is a lot of fun. So yeah.
I think too, especially for anybody who's neurospicy, like for us, it just singing and like repetitive noise making, it's a type of stimming, like vocal stimming, but it really is amazing and it's so effective. Like
Yeah.
it's something that I think I completely underestimated the power of chanting and singing and especially in a group.
Yes.
There's something very impactful about having more than one person with you.
Yes, it's very impactful. And too with the breath, working with just the breath is so powerful and transformative. So those that don't want to sing or not feeling quite there yet, well, one, go to a circle and maybe hum or maybe repeat it in your mind. So if you're not full on ready for song, but also breath can get you into some beautiful, beautiful states too. So, oh yeah, these circles kind of all over Louisville, but I do travel. Sometimes I'll lead them in different cities, depending on where I'm traveling and where I'm doing some work.
Awesome.
That's-
Well, if
yeah.
you're ever close to San Antonio, you're more than welcome
Cool.
to lead one here.
Okay, great. You know what? I'm just gonna have to drive through.
I think so. I think
That
so.
sounds great. I would love it. All right. It's a plan.
We're trying to make something happen at the beginning of next year, like maybe February or
Okay.
March. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll keep you
All right.
tapped
I'd
in.
love to discuss that further.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
It would be
plan.
awesome.
Yeah.
Just like a bunch of fun,
Yeah.
and if other people want to join in.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yes.
I can't wait to discuss further how we could add some things in. Very
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes. And on my website you can find I've got different courses for those of you that are opening up your gifts. My mediumship for the intuitive course really does dig into psychic ability and mediumship ability and how you can tune into that, whether you're wanting to offer readings, because while it's a 4-week course that you can do at your own pace, the last part of it really goes into ethics, how to set up a reading, how to set up your space, which I feel like is so important when we're holding space for other people, the ethics, the HIPAA, we've got all our HIPAA forms, that we're honoring that and we're holding sessions, but also just to tune into for yourself. I've had the honor of working with some amazing medium teachers from Louisville, in New York at Lilydale, and at Arthur Finley in England. And some of the teachers like Mavis Patilla and Janet Nohavik aren't here any longer. And I just feel so honored and blessed to have studied under them. And so a lot of what I teach is it's what I've channeled through and also tips and tricks that I have received along the way from my teachers. And I think we are always growing and expanding. And that's, really what this connection and community and our the things we go through with people, it's there to really help us grow in all. I feel like constant growth. And I am not perfect. I'm like so human.
Yeah.
We got this awesome psychic channel. I could give you great guidance and awesome, so human, right? And so
Hmm.
I go through bumps in the road and I feel like I'm constantly like, okay, how can I do that better or different? And also honoring that the things that we go through and how they go through. I mean, I've sat for days sometimes like, how do I get here? Or tell me, what are you teaching me? There's something I need out of this situation, or there's
Yeah.
something that had to shift to get me here on this call tonight.
Hmm.
Whatever, like
Hmm.
all of that we want to, be mindful of on our spiritual journey. It's really for us. And sometimes it feels like a bump in the road.
Well,
Um,
who would you trust more? Someone that's really just good at sharing their opinion, or someone that has fucking gone through it and
Come on, let's
then
walk through some fire, y'all.
yeah, and then is like, look, it doesn't matter what you're going to bring up. I can relate in some way, and I'm not going to make it about me. It is, we're going to work
Oh,
on
yeah.
you, but just know that, like, dude, just be yourself. Like, don't be embarrassed. Don't feel
Yeah.
like you have to hide who you are. Don't feel like you're going to be too much. Like, I've experienced it, and so, like, just show up as you, and let's find some solutions. Like, let's talk through it, heal, and find some solutions. And not once have you said that you feel like people have to constantly come back to you, to get more guidance. Like, you want to create a community. All I keep hearing you say is you want people to feel like they belong.
Yeah, we need that. We need
Yeah.
that. And people do come back to me for guidance. It might be
Oh,
months,
yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I
what?
don't
But
mean.
no, but like they do. But no, I feel like really hmm, I feel like a lot of what I guide people back home to is their heart, so that they are their own guide and their own medium. And then when they sit with me and they're like, I'm ready for my reading, because I go see my reader too, right?
Yeah.
So I always sit right, we sit down, and it's reassuring a lot of what you're feeling and your intuition, because you're aligned with your channel.
Hmm.
You're aligned with your intuition. And so it's guiding you back here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, yeah. Um, it's finding that home so you don't have to always seek outside of yourself, so that you're aligned within, right? And
Yeah. Well, once you establish trust, then
yeah.
you help someone hack through and break some cycles, then they do their inner work, and then when it's time, they'll come back to you, and you can keep going down that journey. But it's not like a repetitive thing, because I would imagine that when people are ready and they find you, they're ready to actually do the work.
Yeah, or it's the beginning of them knowing they're ready to do their work.
Yeah.
Some people are like, okay, I know you're there now. I need to sit with this longer.
Yeah.
And there is the process of being ready and finding the right person. But typically, when they find me, they are getting the sign to work with plant medicine in some way. Um, yeah, it can be. There's something you said that I wanted to touch base on. I was hoping it would come back. As far as the medicine goes, it'll come back. I lost it. We were talking with, how the medicine really connects in just a minute ago. And it just feels really important that we're really honoring what the medicine is
Mhm.
asking too, where it might ask us one thing and we want to do another. For instance, if it says now's not the time and we go for the journey, we might have a non-experience. It might not be time, right? But also, this is what I want to touch base on. You said it's, going to somebody who has done the work. And I feel like I'm constantly doing my work. And I feel like as a healer, as a facilitator, as a psychic, it is important because that is what clears my channel and allows me to offer my sessions in the highest and best good. And also, when you come to retreat, I've already processed what everybody's processing. Spirit's
Yeah.
like, let me show you yours so that you're ready for theirs. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ding, ding, ding. Oh, and I process and I cry and I like do my thing. And then I come to retreat and I'm ready.
Yeah.
I can hold
Mhm.
space for it because I already saw mine, and it
Mhm.
isn't about mine, but Spirit's given me mine. So I know what yours is. And they're like, get
Yeah.
ready because this person's going to process like, this thing. And then I'm like, okay, that's big. I need to be ready for how that might process, so it's, I know if I'm processing my sexual trauma, somebody else is probably going to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're making me think of how in ancient times there was always not just one person, like a shaman, but there would be like a whole, let's just call it like a guild or something. Okay. And like people that work together that are healers and are readily available. And the entire town, I would imagine, would do like full moon ceremonies and things. Like it was just
Yeah.
the norm, right? And
Yeah.
now you jump to where we're at, where social media and the internet, which is a beautiful thing because that's how we're here today, but it also, Shannon has said this in different ways before, our brain can't even process the input that we're getting now. So
Yeah.
when you're helping somebody work through some stuff, the beginning of it is getting rid of all the other stuff that filtered in that has nothing to do with them to begin with. The
Yeah.
comparisons and the approval and the
Yeah, it's all programming.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Programming that we were handed, that we're learning how to, you know, um, tear down, which is what's happening in
Yes.
our world right now is everything's tearing down. Everything's just tearing down because we are rebuilding, and that's where the community feels important. And so when we, allow things around us to tear down and continue to build up and stand in our confidence and stand in our families and around the people that we love and truly stand in our truth, we are really building something really impactful. And the more that we understand ourselves, whether that be through meditation or a plant medicine journey,
Mhm.
the more that we understand ourselves and honor ourselves, and we are in that frequency, when we say no, we say yes and we're exhausted, that energy is felt. And also
Mhm.
it's like we're exhausted. Well, the people around me are feeling my exhaustion. So when we honor what we need, we can show up even better
Mhm.
for ourselves, for what we want in our lives. And also, I'm supposed to say this for somebody, and I don't know who, but I just heard it. But it's manifestation is important. And manifestation, yeah, it looks a little different. I don't know who needs this message, but I'm going to go ahead and channel this through if that's
Please
okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay, great. Manifestation may look different for everybody. Manifestation is really being intentional and co creating with the universe. And the way that that might look is I might be writing down everything I need to release to make room for what I'm calling in. And then I'm writing down everything I want to call in. Now, I might not know what that looks like. So maybe you're writing down, I want to feel happy. I want to feel joy. I want to feel financially free. I want to feel free to trip, like whatever it is that you're calling in. It can be anything, but you're calling in this feeling, or you're calling in that, I have this in my life. And you can get as specific as you want. And also, I'm not talking like, I want this lover that's 5'7" brown hair. I'm going to need you to pause and call
Mhm.
in the attributes of your lover. They are kind. They
Mhm.
are this and that and that and that and that. Go
And
ahead,
it's
call
way
it
more attractive.
in. Good,
Yeah.
right? It's the energy that you're calling in. It is not even this specific place that you want to work, but maybe it is what the work you want and how you want it to show. So, but it also isn't, it might not show up next month. Okay.
Well, what okay, so this is
Yeah.
what I've
Go
learned
ahead.
about myself. This is what I learned about myself. If you are trying if the most important thing is for you to find a partner, take that off the table and figure out where your lack is right now. Like, how are you not your
Focus
best
on is
partner?
always here,
Yeah.
right?
How are you
Focus
not your best friend? And work on your attributes, and then hype yourself up and really connect with what you have, what you're offering and what you bring to the table. And when you get right with that and you're like, I'm rad. Like I'm the full package.
I'm the
That-
full
yeah.
package.
Then you make your list of the attributes that you're looking for in a partner, because someone else
Yes,
is out there doing the same work as you are,
totally.
and you'll attract them.
And you can write it down, and it might be 4 years later, because and I find that like I've gotten to certain points this year where I'm like, oh, I dreamed this in
Yeah.
2022, like,
Yeah.
so I just want to remind you, like, the intentional work with the universe, the intentionally letting go of what's holding you back or
Mm-hmm.
feeling heavy, the intentional, like, I'm ready for that. And
Mm-hmm.
also I like to say, in divine timing. And I
Yes.
trust the divine timing, and that it will show up how it's meant to. And I also trust that some of the processes and the things that I go through, it are something I need to learn, or spirit shifting me where I need to be. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yes. Dreaming's good. The reason I'm doing this is I've had 3 dreams, and like astral dreams, where I downloaded how to do telekinesis.
Oh my gosh, you were getting.
And so I was like, you're literally being told how to do this. Like, how are you not doing this?
Oh my
And then
God.
Shannon and I, Nikki and Nita got together, and we are like, what are we waiting for? And something clicked, and then we just started. Do you want a reading from us by chance?
Oh my
Me and
gosh.
Shannon?
I would love that.
Okay.
Give me flip my light on.
Give me a moment. I'm just going to go check on my dog, because I'm not sure if I just heard my doves or my dog.
Okay.
So
That is amazing. I didn't know that was an offer.
yeah. Oh,
That's
absolutely. Yeah.
brilliant.
We can't help ourselves. So,
Oh, okay.
but Shannon, is there anything that you wanted to bring up while I walk away for a minute?
Yeah. We
Okay.
can kind of talk a little bit as you walk away.
Cool.
So for you, it's very interesting to me because I get a lot of, do you have a connection to herons, like the bird, a heron, a great blue heron, a white heron? Have you ever had that connection? Because
That has come up a couple times. So I think yes.
You have this very strong heron energy that I'm seeing, and it's very interesting because it is almost like a connection also to water, because they eat fish, but they're a bird, and also to moss, like very specifically to moss. And I'm just wondering, like, do you choose mossy areas? Like, do you seek out moss?
In a lot of these areas that I hold retreat, there are some mossy areas, but I am very attracted to water areas.
Yes, water, moss, and this heron energy. And I keep seeing a bird eat a fish. And I have no idea what that means. So if it means something to you, but I keep seeing this bird eat fish. And I also see just a whole lot of like fish running in a river, like flowing water. You're really attracted to water that moves versus water that stays still.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am definitely.
And now the other thing is, have you been hearing more lately? Because like your ears are like glowing, like in my not visual sight. So has your clairaudience been like sort of on overdrive?
Yeah, I think so. I noticed even just last week, I was with someone and I heard something and I was like, did they say that out loud? Or did I hear it? And I knew
Telepathic hearing.
twice that I just heard
Yes.
it. So it has opened.
Yeah, because like your ears are glowing. That's what I was telling her. It was very weird because like there's moss and then water, but there's a heron eating a fish. She's heard the heron thing before. Like you have some kind of connection to herons. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
But and she's attracted to having ceremonies and events near moving water, which makes sense. But her clairaudience is coming through heavy, and it's like a telepathy clairaudience.
It definitely is.
I love that.
More and more. Oh my gosh, it's wild.
And then, do you call in spirit animals when you have your sessions?
Yes, every time.
Yes. And you have like a wildcat
Oh,
that's near you often.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like I don't
Mhm.
know the word. I think they're actually all the same thing, but like a puma. I get the word puma,
Yeah,
which is
and
like a puma, like a cougar, like a mountain lion.
yeah. The jaguar is even like an ayahuasca.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Animal.
this feline energy is around you often. Even though I think you would consider yourself more of a dog person sometimes than a cat person, but you have a very feline presence. And the heron with the fish, I'm sort of puzzled by that. I'm going to Google what that means because
Me too.
I have no idea. But yeah, the heron is so strong.
I am very connected to birds. I'm also the feline energy. I'm also a Leo.
I was wondering.
What day?
Yeah.
I'm
So I just wanted
8/11.
to validate that. What was that?
8/11 is me. What's yours?
Oh, 8/9. Okay, cool. I
Sunfire
love that.
Goddess is 8/8. She's an air.
Oh,
She's an air chap.
that's awesome. I love that. Very cool.
Yes. Now I'm
Thank
going to
you.
Google. So, Kimberly,
Yeah,
are you
Blue
getting
Heron.
anything? I like your dowsing rods.
Yeah, I can tell that they're feeling the energy. Like I could totally, like I feel like they're like moving around and getting familiar with my area right here. Sorry, I feel like I'm this huge distraction. Like,
No, it's perfect.
No.
Okay.
It's so perfect.
I just want to see if I was wondering if they were going to affect the psi wheel. What is it with, okay, so when I say this, what connection do you have? A telephone, but the kind when we were little that where you actually had to pick up the receiver and hold it to your ear.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was the first thing that came in. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah. Well, I think, we
Jesus.
always had one, but my dad would have a collection of them. Like before we moved things out of his house, he had like a collection of these old phones. So we had a whole bunch at the house.
Oh, that's so
So it
cool.
reminds me of my dad,
Yeah, I usually start off with like a really obscure thing that's totally makes sense, not to me, to the other person.
Right? Mhm.
That's usually, all right, don't hit me in the face. That's usually the thing that comes, knock it off. Jesus. Who's here? Like, wow, okay, I'm going to put these down for a minute.
You did
Yeah.
call in.
I'm going to put
I'm
these
gonna
down
guess
for a
it's my
minute.
dad.
Yeah, maybe that was your dad. Okay.
It's really playful and flirty.
Who's a Scorpio that's really close to you?
Ooh.
November, the end of October through November.
I'll have to sit with that.
Okay. Or maybe a Scorpio's coming in. What am I?
Maybe Scorpio coming in.
I'm seeing like a okay, I'm not a car person, so I don't even know what I'm.
Okay.
Are you?
I'm hanging a little bit. Yes.
I'm seeing a logo for a car. Sometimes it goes to like a Jaguar ornament on the roof of on the hood of a car, but I think that came in to let me know that I was talking about cars.
Okay.
There's something with an S, and the emblem is actually a square, a silver square that has something inside of it.
Okay. I do have a Santa Fe.
Okay, I should have said S. Dude, I want a Santa Fe so badly. I ended up with a different car, but I was hard looking at a Santa Fe, and I should have said S because that's what kept coming through.
You
but
did
I was
say
like,
S.
I did?
Yeah, you okay.
Okay.
You said it out loud. You said it out loud.
Okay.
I know sometimes when you're channeling, you don't know, but you did.
Yeah. Does it brings you a lot of joy? Like you really,
I love
really
that.
like your car?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You
It's
really like your car.
everything.
Um, what is, what, I feel like this is kind of nostalgic, but soft serve ice cream with rainbow sprinkles. Was that
Yeah,
ever a thing for you?
sure. Yeah, we have
Did,
a kind of an ice cream spot here in Louisville that we go to, that has things like that that we would get in this.
okay. I
Yeah,
mean, like that's kind of vague, like everybody does, but I'm seeing a soft serve
specific
with rainbow
spot.
sprinkles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, with our family, like we would go with my
Okay.
siblings. Yeah.
Go ahead, Shannon, and I'll get
I was
things that
just saying,
actually have
did your
more.
dad fish? Did he like to fish?
He did a little bit of fishing. I didn't really do a lot of fishing with him. He
Mhm.
may have done a little bit, but I do. Some of my family now do more fishing.
There you go. Well, the heron, I looked it up because I'm like, what does that mean?
Okay,
Standing still in water, waiting for the right moment. So it's patience, which you have a lot of,
patience.
especially leading groups. You have to have a lot of patience. And it's independence, hunting alone and moving with quiet self reliance. And then
Ooh,
wisdom, wading really deep in to find hidden truths beneath the surface.
okay, that's really great.
I
I
know, it was
love
very
that.
fitting.
Thank you for finding that and sharing that. That makes
Yeah, because I'm
perfect
like, why
sense.
is a heron around her? Like, what is it?
Oh,
You never know if it's like something location wise
yeah.
or.
Well, I remember somebody, so it's so interesting, and this would have been a couple years ago, but somebody said, I left something for you, and it was a picture of a blue heron at my house a couple years ago. So that's why I was like, well, this is, and just recently it came up again. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah,
You've got the heron energy going on. You'll have to call it
cool.
in.
Yeah, I have to utilize that in ceremony.
Yes.
Ha Do you work with amethysts specifically?
I do have amethyst that I work with.
Okay.
I work with a lot of crystals, but amethyst is one that I keep on hand.
Do you do you ever um, do you ever use them with smoke and a feather?
Yes.
Okay, because I see you doing that
Yes.
like specifically, and I feel like that's a practice for you that really helps you bring you to your center,
Mm-hmm.
and it's you're called to do that when you're at the beginning of an idea.
Mm.
Like,
Okay. Okay, that's great.
you know what I mean? Like you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm ready. I want to think up something. I mean, you might need not even have the conscious thought like I'm ready for something new or whatever. But when you're doing that, I'm getting the words a still place. Like
Yeah.
when you're seeking a still place
Okay.
where you can empty everything, and then that allows new thinking and new ideas, and then maybe the next step will come in.
Yes,
Just the practice
absolutely.
of doing that, and to do with it has to do with like conjuring.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's the word that's coming
Mhm.
through. Like you're when you were talking about manifesting, like you're
Yeah.
you're actually conjuring and bringing something in, and like physically moving, but also being still. And
Yeah.
then the smoke seems to have a lot to do with it. Like I keep seeing the smoke.
Yeah.
Maybe it's clearing your space, or
Mhm.
holding. You know what? I think the smoke actually holds space for you,
Mm. Oh, I love that.
which is
Yeah,
an
I do a lot
yeah.
of work with crystals, like, especially releasing into the crystal to help with healing, whether
Mhm.
it be for myself and my clients, but that's also such a helpful message to, like, utilize it in the beginning of my
Hmm.
ideas to really open my channel,
Yeah.
and really cool about the smoke. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, it's such a
It's kind of like a representation of what you do for other people. And
mhm.
it's just this little process that doesn't even feel like you're doing a whole lot. You're just, oh, okay, I'll grab my a crystal, and
Yeah.
it, like you're capable of such a much bigger production and such a much more ceremonial representation. And so for someone that's capable of doing that, it almost seems small, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
actually exactly what you need, and it's just those few things that all kind of work with each other. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's totally true and right on. Yeah, I do. Sometimes it's really there's not a lot of movement that I need to make. There's so much energy happening, but it definitely can be a big production.
Scorpio's coming through again. Scorpio's coming through again. So
Oh,
if it's not a person, then it might be something that you're planning at the end of October or in during
okay.
Scorpio season.
Okay, yep. I
Yeah.
am hoping for a Saw Win event, October 31st. It's on a Saturday. I was also just seeing I don't have a lot of Scorpio people in my life. Isn't that wild? So maybe a Scorpio coming in for that type of event too.
Yeah.
Well, and it also could be a rising sign that, like,
Okay, yes.
somebody's sun sign, maybe their moon, but
Yes,
could
I
also be
agree.
a
You're right.
rising sign that you maybe wouldn't necessarily be aware of.
Or their moon. Absolutely. You're
Or their
absolutely right.
moon.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah, the word Scorpio just is kind of circling
Okay.
around, and I'm also seeing
Well,
like a constellation. So
okay.
The
I
M constellation, yeah.
yeah.
like a peer.
Uh-huh.
I think it might be more about a period of time than a person.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
you got to keep on the lookout and let us know about that one.
I will. I'll let you know. I've been curious about some different things changing and shifting and moving in my life. So maybe that Scorpio time frame is very significant.
Did
I
you
think so.
I think so. Thank you.
did you have the board game Candyland? Does
Oh
that mean
yeah.
anything to
I
you?
love board games. I
Do you?
love
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Board games, cards. Yes, we love that stuff.
I saw board games, but I saw specifically Candyland. Like I could see the rainbow,
Love that one.
um, how you move around the board.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get more from that.
Yep.
You have do you have a sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you play board games with her? Was that like a
Yeah,
okay.
we did. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Candyland.
Did you just have to work some shit out with your sister and over like within the last year?
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say that we, over the past couple years have I've been living like in her space. We've had a lot of time to reconnect, and it feels like just a lot of reconnection for her and I and my brother. So almost like all three of us. It feels like it's been really healing.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw that you kind of like a board game where like you move ahead 3 spaces and then you move back and then maybe something abundant comes in. Yeah, I think that's what it was. That's interesting. I was like, "What's the board game?" Because I saw it really
Yeah.
clearly, but without context.
Yeah,
And then
totally.
your sister came up, and so it's
It's
like,
amazing.
you roll the dice and you don't know what's coming, but you're in it. Like
Yeah,
you're all just you all chose to be players in this game together.
we sure did. We sure
Yeah,
did, yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
very cool.
awesome, they're awesome, so
Very
but
cool.
absolutely, yeah, it's been a very healing time for us, I think.
Was your mom a physical hand healer? Like, did she do anything with her hands as a healer?
She did not acknowledge any of those gifts. Now she believed in it,
Okay.
but she didn't acknowledge any of her gifts, but do I think that she was? Yes, I think she was probably very psychic also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing that your gifts travel down your maternal line way
Yeah,
more than your paternal line.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and it runs deep through my maternal line. I just think they were ignored, and I've
Scared.
even seen yeah, and it also culturally wasn't allowed in so many ways,
Mhm.
and I've even seen, a past life connection as my great-grandmother and the connection to the native land, and
There's
it's
a feather connection too that goes through with them.
yeah, yeah.
Like feathers, like when you see feathers or when you bring them into your house or you work with them, like when you're working with the smoke. Uh,
Thank you
that
for saying that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like almost a confirmation like message for me and just about the family line too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we can go down that more if you want. Shannon, are you getting anything?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a lot of strong maternal energy, and your bird connection comes from your mom's line.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's definitely very much. This is weird because this is a similarity for me, but do you have a vulture thing? Do you
Yes.
love vultures? Because they're a
Do.
maternal
I
spirit.
see them all over. I'm like, oh, that bird is for me. Oh, and I
Yeah.
Yes.
will see them like close, like packs of three. And I'm like
Yep.
getting out my car, taking pictures. They're
Yep.
trying to eat. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
And
Vulture.
that's a mom spirit. That's a maternal. I
Oh,
mean,
interesting.
vultures come through very strong, and that's definitely a maternal thing.
Okay.
And so I think like when you see a vulture, that's your women around you
Hey, cool.
acknowledging you. But the
Mm.
bird thing definitely comes through there. Did anybody in your family ever keep quail or chickens or anything like that? Like
Um,
grandparents?
I don't think so. None that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
What was your
But
question, Shannon?
that
I
doesn't
wonder
mean
if her
that
grandmother.
because my grandmother passed when I was actually when my mom was young. And
Yeah.
so she may have, but I don't know.
Yeah. Did they keep animals? Quail
Mm.
and chicken
I'm not
and
sure.
guinea fowl. Pea fowl? Guinea fowl. Guinea
Hmm.
fowl. Like little tiny guinea hens.
I'd say it's
So,
very possible, but I'm not
and
sure.
it could even be, I mean, it could even be on your dad's side, but the birds feel very maternal to me. Your dad, there's something about him. Did he hunt? Did he fish? Did he do anything? Because I keep seeing the river, but I mean, you're close to the river, so it could have been like, did y'all go to the river? Did you, like, was
Yeah,
that a thing you did when you're
yeah.
growing up?
Yeah, there's things by the river. He did
Yeah,
do a
I
little
keep
like
seeing
he
him.
liked to shoot, so a little bit of that. Maybe
Yeah,
not as much hunting, but shooting.
but
And he
shooting, I keep
probably
seeing the river and
Mhm,
boats. Did
mhm.
you all ever like do any of the boat stuff on the river or just like sit
Sure.
on the and watch?
Yeah, and different areas too, like not always in Louisville, but other areas of Kentucky. Sure.
Yes, this is a painted bunting.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Is there a bird on your hat?" Yep, this is a painted bunting. We have a
Okay.
songbird, like we have a wildlife plan for songbirds on our ranch.
Songbird is a message too for me. That came through
Oh, there
another
you go.
time. So
Yeah, and specifically songbirds, like painted buntings, cardinals, uh,
yeah.
scrub. We have some scrub jays, finches, different kinds of orioles. So it's songbirds.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh,
And
I
we
love
have
that.
golden cheek warblers, which are an endangered songbird that come all the way to Texas to breed in the tree that we have on our ranch, and then
Oh.
they go back south to Mexico.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, I keep seeing the river,
Mhm.
and I don't
Very
know
much.
if that was a big thing. And then, did your dad like to gamble?
Yeah, probably a little. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably a little. Yeah. I
like
mean, different ways,
seeing
right?
dice, and it could be back to the whole game playing thing, but
Well,
I
and
keep
also
seeing dice
like I learned how to like bet on the derby horses
horses.
from my
Yeah,
dad when we played poker when we were kids with pennies. Like, so
yeah.
yes, I would say
Your dad
yes.
liked to
And he'd tell
gamble,
me how to bet.
so
Like, you got to go to go play blackjack. That's where you got to go. So
yeah,
teaching us
you're
how
gonna
to
have
gamble.
better odds on blackjack. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Did your
I like it.
has your brother had an issue with his leg, like his left leg recently?
I'm
Or
unsure.
or does he have any pain? Is he currently have any pain? I don't I feel like it's your brother and I keep seeing like I, I don't know. I'm
I personally have had trouble with my leg. It could be my brother, but I'm not sure. I'd have to ask him.
okay.
But
You
personally, I have.
is it your knee?
Hmm.
Okay. Um Is it just like swelling and inflammation?
I mean, that's what it feels like, but it's also coming from my back, and it's felt to me to be energetic.
Mm.
I'm convinced it's energetic.
Okay.
Then it probably is.
Uh-huh. So I've been working on, regulating my nervous system, but absolutely, it's been mostly my right leg. Now he could have something going on. I just have not. I wouldn't really know.
Okay. Uh, I wonder if I can focus in on I mean, I got that it was your knee. Um, all I'm really seeing though is like swelling and inflammation. Like I don't see, it's not like you have a tear or,
Mhm.
or like a fracture or anything.
Mm-mm. That's good. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's just kind of it, and then that's what it feels like is inflammation.
Does it start in your hip?
Hmm.
Okay. Your hip flexor, you
Hmm.
need to stretch.
Okay.
That will help some. Like, I'm not saying, oh, that's going to fix it, but like if you stretch that out some,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, so if it starts in your hip, there's that muscle that wraps around the front of your
Uh-huh.
leg and goes to your knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do some. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds perfect.
If a really good way to um, so I had issues with my hip flexors because what happens over time is our ligaments, I don't quote me on this, but I believe our ligaments are supposed to put things back where they belong. And as
Mm,
we age and go do any kind of have any kind of trauma, whatever, especially it happens to women a lot after they give birth,
mm,
their ligaments don't put their hip flexors back in place.
mhm.
So I went to a physical therapist, and it's the simplest thing. You need someone else to help you. You just lay on the ground, and you have them pick up your leg by your ankle, and then do like 2 or 3 slower pulls, and then they pull harder, and
Mm,
then they do it to the other side.
mm.
And when if you feel pain in your back, a lot of times it leaves because it takes the
The pressure.
pressure off. Yeah, when it goes into place, that pressure's not on the nerve.
Yeah.
And so that's a really, really quick
Mm.
way if you have
That sounds
someone to assist
great.
you, right? The other
Yeah.
you can sit in a chair and put a pillow between your knees and squeeze the pillow as hard as possible.
Okay.
That'll shift it too. That'll help.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And then
That-
the other thing that helps is you sit in a chair and then you put one leg over the other by how would I say that right? You bring your foot and put it on your other knee.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so you're okay, and then you lean forward,
Oh yeah,
and
that one feels like
yeah,
doable and easy.
that'll help too. So
Perfect.
yeah, yeah, everything can be solved. We just have to hone in and if
Yeah.
you think it's energetic, like if it's your right knee, that would be the future, that would be forward, and something's
Mhm.
you're afraid to take the next step, you're afraid to go in a
Oh,
certain maybe you're not willing to bend and be as flexible about something that's coming, and maybe once you can figure out what that is, and balance out the resistance, then maybe the swelling will go away.
yeah, it's actually over the last 2 weeks, it's lightened so much as I
Yeah.
have made a decision to make a change for the future. So you were right on.
That's not me, that's Louise Hay.
Yeah,
That's
good old Louise.
yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you ever heard there's a book by a teacher that I worked with for aura paintings, but Jamie Homeister does a lot of work with aura paintings, and she has a whole diagram of the body and where the masculine and the feminine and
Oh, okay.
all of that coming in. I love her diagram of that. So
Yeah. When I also remember Dolores Cannon talking about it a lot, like,
yeah, Dolores
you know
Cannon. Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
she would if somebody when they went under hypnosis and they had a pain in their body, it would always come up. It was, like, very consistent when they identified the problem, it correlated with where the pain was on their body. So
Yeah, and even, for us, as healers or for people in their meditation, just kind of tuning in and letting your breath travel there and trying to let your breath really break up the energy in the area of discomfort and breathing it out, that helps to release the energy of it, even if I can't name what it is, that's been super supportive. Yeah.
yeah. Emily's requesting that you already book another episode with us.
I'd be honored. This has been a blast.
This is
Thank you
awesome. Yeah.
so much for talking with me tonight. I've enjoyed every bit. Thank you for the reading. You all are amazing.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
I do a group light language activation and healing every month, and I just picked the date. I'll tell you afterwards. It's
Great.
everyone that's around watching this now or in the future. You're all welcome to attend. Just reach out to me, Queen of Swords for Hire on Instagram, or you can email me Queen of Swords for Hire at Gmail. But yeah, I do a light language. It's kind of like a guide. It's kind of like a guided meditation, but not really. Like, I don't like to call it that, but I just go in and it's the group dynamic and I just see a ton of stuff and then guide us through it. And we balance our chakras and we go in and remove stuff. And then afterwards we talk about it. And it's so cool because people will be like, when you brought up, I don't know, anything, when you brought up this specific thing, it's exactly what I was thinking about. Or sometimes they'll even show me a piece of art that's on their wall that I literally described, in it. And it's really fun to do it together. So you're welcome to attend every month if you're interested.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we are at 2 hours and 18 minutes.
And we went hard, y'all. I really have enjoyed my time with you guys.
This was fun.
Thank you for allowing me to be here with you all. And,
you're welcome anytime.
Comments too, especially Emily. Emily's been hanging in.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Emily's our moderator.
Number one commenter moderator.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
My dogs
for
love
your time.
you too.
Oh, bye, birdies. Bye, birdies.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I know they're so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
This has been beautiful. When we end, we'll still be backstage. So
we'll be backstage. Stay on.
Exchange some more information. But thank you, everyone. You know the deal. We couldn't do this. We do this because forming a tribe and a community is so important. So thank you for your supportive comments and your jokes and your kindness and your curiosity. And everyone go follow. Here, let me put it back up here. Go follow Jessica Tanselle and all the social media places, please.
Please do, and feel free to reach out. I look forward to connecting with some of you.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.